Exodus 27, the bronze altar. And you shall make the altar for burnt offerings of acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits. Make horns, horn-shaped projections, for it on its 4 corners. And horns shall be 1 piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. You shall make pots to remove its ashes, and shovels, basins to catch the blood of the sacrificed animal. Meat forks and fire pans to store live coals. You shall make all its utensils of bronze. Also make a grate for it, a network of bronze, and on the grid you are to make 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. And you shall put it under the ledge of the altar, so the grid will extend halfway up the altar. You shall make carrying poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood overlaid with bronze. The poles shall be inserted through the rings on the 2 sides of the altar so that it may be carried. You are to make the altar hollow with planks as you are shown on the mountain of Sinai. So shall it all be made. The court of the tabernacle. You shall make the court of the tabernacle. The south side of the court is to have curtains of fine twisted linen, 100 cubits long for one side. It shall have 20 pillars and 20 bronze sockets, but the hooks of the pillars and their fasteners shall be silver. So I'm reading this and I'm like, okay, very specific. Think of how many, the Lord brought to mind, how many times do I falter when God tells me to do something? Oh, I do. I'd love to say I listen every time. I don't. And so I think of like when he tells you something specific, or you've read something specific, and then you're like, well, was that what he said? And then you go back to him. Like, God gave these things. I don't think we'll read that Moses went back and had to like recheck with God what to do. Or did he? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think I've ever read that, but we're going to keep reading, so we're going to find that out together. But like just that, like very specific, precise, and it's just like his word and everything we're reading. Like he's very specific about what he wants to do in our lives. And so when we're reading things and God convicts us to change things or do things, it's like, okay, it's there. That's what we have to believe. And when he tells you something that you're redeemed from the curse of the law, or you are to be healed, those things, like when he says it, okay, shouldn't go back and question him. We just have to believe what he says in his word. Okay, likewise, for the north side there shall be curtains 100 cubits long, and its 20 pillars and 20 bronze sockets. But the hooks of the pillars and their fasteners shall be silver. For the width of the court on the west side there shall be curtains of 50 cubits with 10 pillars, support poles, and 10 sockets. The width of the court to the front on the east side shall be 50 cubits. The curtains for one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits with 3 pillars and 3 sockets. On the other side of the gate, the curtain shall be 15 cubits with 3 pillars and 3 sockets. For the gate of the court shall be a screen to provide a covering of 20 cubits of blue, purple, and scarlet fabric and finely woven embroidered linen, the work of an embroiderer, with 4 pillars and 4 base sockets. All the pillars around the court shall be joined together with silver rods. Their hooks shall be of silver and sockets of bronze. The lengths of the court shall be 100 cubits and the width 50 throughout, and their height 5 cubits of fine twisted linen, and their sockets of bronze. This is the part that you start tuning out, right? Or you skip off because you're like, yada, yada, yada. But why did he give us this? Like, why is this recorded in here for us to read this? I don't know. It's like, I remember, talking to a lady and she was like, there's just a lot of stuff I don't understand in the Bible. And I think maybe the New Testament's a little bit more easy to understand. Not all of it. Sometimes it's still, you're like, what? But then you read this Old Testament and you're like, what? Like some of the stuff you're like, that doesn't even make sense. Like how that, or why is these specific instructions in here? Like, what is the purpose for this? And I don't know. Just because it's here doesn't mean it's a mistake from God. It's just that we don't know enough yet. We're the ones that still have to learn and grow. So keep listening. Even though we don't understand, let's just keep listening to hear it. This says, all the tabernacle's utensils and instruments used in all its service and all its stakes, and all the stakes for the court shall be of bronze. You shall command the Israelites to provide you with clear oil of beaten olives for the light, to make a lamp burn continually every night. In the tent of meeting of God with his people, outside the veil which is in front of the ark of the testimony, and sets it apart, Aaron, the high priest, and his son shall keep the lamp burning from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a perpetual statute to be observed throughout their generations on behalf of the Israelites. That's a long time to keep a lamp burning. This is your daily Bible chapter reading God's Word Monday through Friday. See you tomorrow.